Good morning again. Thank you for joining me. For those of you that are watching live, let me flip to the face view. Good morning, my name is Chris Brower, and I'm coming to you live from my stamping room in Worthington, Minnesota. It is a beautiful day here. It's a little chilly, but the sun is shining and the skies are blue. I am in my grubby clothes. I have done some food prep today, and I am now going to share with you a card that I have not made yet. So I will be going at this live and hope that everything works out. I hope I have all of my supplies here that I think I might need. But anyway, I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Worthington, Minnesota. I've accepted the challenge to go live every day in the month of February, which is 29 live videos. I missed this weekend just because life, but I'm trying to make up for it. So I don't know if it counts or not, but for those of you that are watching me, I hope you've been enjoying my videos. I've been doing a little bit of demonstrating. I've been doing, oh my goodness, hair. A little bit of just my life. This is crazy hairdo. Okay, I'm gonna have to turn this camera down because you don't need to see this. Woo! Anywho, it's life, right? So, I've been sharing things that are happening in the Stampin' Up! World. I've been sharing different styles of cards to make. I've been sharing different tips and tricks and how to keep your tools clean and which ones you need. And today I'm just going to make a card with you. So let me go ahead and flip the camera down. I have a tendency of losing my words when I get to working. But I think the more that I do these, the better I will get at them. Okay, I'm going to use a lot of products today. I'm going to be using, first of all, I am casing Stampinpretty Merry Fish. I'm going to recreate this card as close to as I can because I think it's absolutely gorgeous. So let's see if I have everything I need. I'm going to be using the deckled rectangles. Let me show you these. They're cool. I have a lot of them out of here, but there's it's just a rectangular shape with a little bit of decaling, I guess. And we're going to use 3 or 4 or 5 of those different sizes. We're also going to be using the Layered Florals 3D embossing folder. It is beautiful. Beautiful. This is one that would be good to do on dark papers, and then drag your ink pad over the top on the raised sections, or you could use a brush and white paint in some of the features. Anyway, lots of things you can do with this one. I'm going to be doing it on black. I'm going to be using the iridescent foil gems. So those are going to be cool to finish it off. I'm also going to be using the Perennial Postage stamp set here for you always, because I'm going to be using this one as a sympathy card. Sadly, we always need sympathy cards. I'm going to be using my homemade Memento black ink pad that I made using a plain craft white ink pad. So I've got some videos and posts about that if you want to look back. I'm going to be working on my glass mat, which was an item that we could purchase as demos so that we could be sharing information about it with you all. You can get this mat if you join the Stampin' Up! Team for free with a join order. The join price is $99, and you get to choose $125 worth of supplies, and then you'll get the glass mat free. If you don't want the glass mat, you can choose $30 more worth of product. I'm also going to be using my trimmer and my Stampin' Up! Cut Emboss machine, which is off to the left. and I may or may not bring that onto camera. All right, let's get started. Let me go up just a little bit higher so that you can see the whole shebang. All right, I'm starting with very vanilla, thick cardstock. When I'm using it as the base of my card, I like to use the thick. All right, I'm going to go ahead and cut this in half at 5.5 inches. Save the other half for another card. Sometimes I go ahead and make 2 at the same time, or 12. Today I'm just going to make 1. And I'm going to score this at 4 1/4. I'm going to set this out of the way because I won't need that now for a while. All right. Now we're going to do some embossing. So I guess I will bring the big thing in. And for those of you that watched my video the other day, you will probably notice how clean all of my plates are because I scrubbed them. All right, so looking at what I need. I know I need this smallest one, which looks smaller than the one, in the video that in the card that I'm casing, but when I'm looking at these different layers, it's the only one that I can figure out will be the right size. So that's what I'm using. I'm going to set this one in the center because I can always use the leftover frame. Let's do that one with this too. Get a couple bangs out of our buck here, huh? Just get them nice and straight. I'm just using these little post-it tabs to hold my dies in place. And my plate is full, so let's go ahead and crank them through. You'll see that it doesn't take much effort at all, and the cracking is normal, so don't fret about that. All right, I'm just going to put those on the edge there. So now this piece I can save for another card. This is the one I need. Done with that size. The sniffles today. The frame I can keep for another card. This one I'm done. That size I'm done with. All right, so there's that. This is fairly large, so I'm just going to run this one through by itself. Again, I will center that and find a use for the frame someday. So here we come through the other way. Snap, crackle, and pop. I like to turn these so that they don't always get cut in the same place. So there's another frame I can use, and I'm done with that size. All right. Now I need another large. This is the largest one. This one will leave a very small frame, but I'll go ahead and center it anyway. Now my board is a little more warped, so I'm going to put 2 of those on there. Straighten it up a little bit, and here we go. Oh, there we go. I needed a little bit of muscles there on that one. My Wheaties going today. All right, what's everybody else doing today? Let me know in the comments where you're at, where you're watching from, and what you're working on. All right, now we're going to dry emboss. So now I need a different sandwich. For those of you that aren't familiar with the Stampin' Up! machine, the recipes are always right on here. So for 3D embossing folders, I just need plates 1 and 4. So this is 1, and I didn't grab 4, so hang on. It's gray. So here is plate 4. I am embossing the smallest black piece. Okay, don't need number 3. So now I'm going to bring in my embossing folder. You always want to put this in hinge first. Alright, and off we go. Just runs through like butter. Okay, let's see how that came out. Nice deep embossing on that. Good. Yeah, it's definitely smaller than what I pictured it to be. So I have obviously chosen the wrong die sizes, but we're going with it. And then the other part that I really loved is that they embossed the envelope. So I'm going to put the envelope flap. I'm going to put the envelope in here. I'm still dry embossing, so hinge first always. Put number 4 on top, and away we go. And I'm going to back that out because I don't need to run the whole envelope through. I don't really want to mess up the envelope. So pretty, so pretty. I could have gone in just a little farther, but isn't that gorgeous? It's my favorite part of the whole card. All right, I'm going to set that off to the side. We are done with the Stamp Cut Emboss machine. Here's the dies I used, and we are done with the embossing folder. All right, let's set these to the side. When we're done putting this together, we're going to analyze how I chose the wrong size. Rewind. Rewind. I forgot this piece. So let's bring back in the machine. Sorry, folks, I forgot about one more piece. So I'm going to need a piece to put my sentiment on, and I want it to be the width of the card. So I'm going to show you a little trick here. This piece looks way too small for this die, but I just want a narrow strip. So I'm going to put the die on here even though it's hanging off the edge. Okay? Again, my embossing plate is a little bit rounded, so I want to attach those so they don't slip. All right, I'm going to run this through once. And now you'll see that one side of the piece that I die cut is deckled. 3 sides are deckled, actually, and one side is flat. I want that deckled. So now I'm going to put this back in here, and I'm going to line up the edges. Not quite that wide, maybe. Let's see. I'm going to be using this stamp. So let's go about here. I can always trim it down. I can't add back on though. So let's go about there. Hang on. All right. I think that's good. All right. Now I'm going to run it through again. I don't have my sandwich very straight here. Let me try that again. There we go. Give it a push, and in it goes. Alright, now I'm going to have a thin rectangle that wasn't actually an option in that set of dies. Isn't that cool? Alright, now I think I'm done. Let's get this out of the way again. And now really all we have to do is assemble. I'm going to stamp using my Memento Black. Hi, Sherry. Oh, you're babysitting. And Tori, hi. How are you guys today? Okay, I'm going to stamp my message, "You are loved beyond measure," on that piece that I created. Alright. It looks a little crooked, but it's fine. It's homemade, right? Alright, now let's bring back in my card base. I'm going to go ahead and burnish the score line so that my card, we do this so that the card lays nice and flat when we're working on it. And with the thicker cardstock, it sometimes takes a little extra effort. Alright, and now I'm going to layer. So now we'll find out how I did on choosing the right layers. So we're going to have black deckled, white deckled, ivory deckled, black embossed and deckled, and then this. Now I think this is a little bit too wide. I may come back through and recut that. But here's where I get confused. So this is the one that I'm casing. Casing means copy and share everything. So these are not, like, this is the largest. So I couldn't have done anything differently there. I just don't see that there's another size that I could have done so that the center was bigger. That's what I should have used. Okay, I see what I did wrong. I used these two, and I should have used these two. This black part would have been a little bit bigger, but it's fine. The only thing I might do is trim down this one, but let's go ahead and assemble first. I'm going to make the whole thing flat because this is several layers of paper anyway. So, alright. I'm using my liquid glue. Sometimes it needs a little bit of a poke from my pin that I always keep here. Usually because I have left it open too long. Alright, so black deckled. I normally would not add white into this mix with the ivory, but I like it on here. What do you guys think? There's the white. And I also see that she didn't maybe use the deckled dies for those two layers. I think she just trimmed those. I'm going to wipe up that glue. I've got some baby wipes here before I end up. That's another nice thing about the glass plate. And now I'm going to dry that off before it curls my paper. Alright. And the last layer is the one that I embossed. This could be a wedding card too, couldn't it? That would be really pretty. Okay, I'm going to go back in. I have decided, yes, that I want this to be a little thinner. So let's go ahead and get this back in here. And let's line that up, and I'm going to trim off a little from the top and the bottom. So Sherry is babysitting, and she says Nora is watching too. I am going to guess Nora is who you're babysitting. So hi Nora. We have a Nora in our family too. She has an H at the end of her name. And I see that you don't. Okay, I already see that this is going through crooked. It might just be the angle that I'm trying to work at here. But remember I said when we started, I can always trim it smaller. I can't add back on though. Ew, yeah, it's crooked. Alright, it's okay. It's okay, everybody. It's Monday. Tori, you like mine better. Okay, well, it's not even done yet. Wow, already impressed. Alright, so I'm going to try to straighten this up by looking at my top line instead of the paper. Let's see. I also have here this piece of wall safe. Let me show you this. It's called Wall Safe Scotch brand tape. And I've been watching other demos using it, and so I saw it the other day at Walgreens and bought it, but I feel like it has stuck to my paper, even though they are saying it hasn't. So I'm going to have to watch again and see if they're using it just to hold things on their pages or if they're actually using it to run through their stamp cut emboss machine. Alright, let's get that out of the way. What do you think? You think I've got it now? Fourth time's the charm? No, I still don't. Look at how crooked that is. You know what? I'm just going to restamp it. I'm going to recut it and I'm going to restamp it because I don't like it. I'm going to go ahead and use this piece that we started with. And because this one is nice and straight. And then I'm going to stamp when I'm done. I think I'm going to get it this time. Stay there. Alright. I just wanted the whole thing to be deckled. So maybe that was a little too aggressive. One more time. Bear with me, live TV. Alright, I've got the shape I want, finally. Let me get all this tape off my fingers. I've got a little piece here that needs to be trimmed. Because it's deckled, you won't even notice. Let's bring my stamp back in and stamp that one more time. Perfect. Thank you for your patience. All right. Again, I am not putting any dimensionals on today because this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 layers of paper. You are loved beyond measure. I don't know that that's, now that I've got it all done, is that a good sympathy greeting? This might be more of an anniversary. I'll have to rethink that. Okay, anyway, it's pretty though, isn't it? Let me move in here just a little bit closer. I'm using the iridescent foil gems, and I'm using my Take Your Pick tool, using the blue tacky end. Sherry says, it's only paper, right? That's right. There are two sides, and I could have done that on this one, Sherry, and I thought about it, but this one was so crooked. So I'll maybe straighten it out and then reuse that one. So I'm going to put the smaller ones. Oh my gosh, I need a little bit more putty. Take Your Pick tool. It's got this blue tacky putty inside that you just crank out, and of course, because I'm on camera right now, they don't want to cooperate. We'll just use the other end. Let's see. Let's just put one here. I've got them slid all over the place. And one here. Okay, so let's see how we did here on casing the Stampinpretty card. That embossing folder is just, oh, let me see. I have to get that on camera for you. Hang on. Oh, it's so hard to see the embossing, but it's there. Does it help if I put that light on? There it is. There it is. Yeah, it shows up really a lot better in the photo, but so side by side, could have made the black part a little bit bigger. I would have had more of that floral pattern on there. But then let's not forget the amazing envelope that goes with it. So, isn't that fun? All right, let me recap everything that we used here today. Make a little display for you here. Try to cover up my light. All right, we used the layered floral 3D embossing folder. We used the perennial postage stamp set with this verse. We used almost all of the deckled rectangle dies. We used the Stamp Cut Emboss machine. Here's all the dies that I used. We used the iridescent foil gems. Black Memento ink. We used the mono liquid adhesive. I used a tiny bit of my snips, my bone folder, my Take Your Pick tool, and that's it, you guys. It hardly takes anything. Oh, and let's not forget the embossing machine. It hardly takes any supplies. I'm just kidding. Let's get that all out of the way, make this look pretty again, cover up my glare from the lights on top, and give you one last look. Stampinpretty's version and my version, they're very close. I sure wish that the camera would show up that black embossed piece because it's stunning. There you go. There you go. Awesome. I will post pictures of this on my website so you can see that. If you have any questions, let me know. If you're watching the replay, please type replay. And come back next time I'm live. Thanks again, friends. Have a great Monday. Happy President's Day.